first we'll get a baseline on the R18 Ultra. It looks a lot like last year's car, but I understand there are a lot of changes. Could you kind of walk through from your impression as driver the differences between this year's car and last year's car?
Well, for sure, from outside it seems that it's the same car, but actually they work a lot. It's a lot of points who are different, from the gearbox to the front downforce to the weight distribution. It's a lot of difference on both cars, and I can promise you this car this year it's amazing. Compared last year, mainly on the fast corner, it's a lot quicker. We saw that in Spa-Francorchamps 1 month ago already on all the fast corners that with the R15, R15 Plus, R18, we are not able to take, let's say, Eau Rouge corner flat. After 6 laps in Spa this year, it was completely flat. So it's a big difference, you know, and here the same on the Porsche corner, it's a lot quicker than last year. It's also on the driving inside the car is a little bit more easier. For sure it's getting quicker, but you have a better feeling. The car is more constant, so it's all positive.
I understand a lot of it, of course, is pulling weight out and then optimizing where the ballast goes back in, but I understand you all worked on drivability of the car quite a bit as well, and steering, and could you explain that a little bit?
Well, yes, we had a chance to, you know, on the winter to do now a lot of testing to prepare this race, this 24-hour race. We are doing a lot of simulation of 30 hours, and during that you are able to use a driver to adapt a little bit your style or to compare your style with other driver. So this year we were, all of us, able to even playing with the power steering with more force or less force, you know, just to feel good, to feel the car comfortable. And this is very important when you are doing a long race like Le Mans, you know, with night time, with possible rain, you know, you have to feel comfortable inside the car. It's coming from the chassis side, and it can end up, you know, just with a drink tube system, that everything has to be perfect.
You've had your first chance, I know there was test day, but you've had your first chance of race week to get out on track. What are your impressions of the track last night and how things went?
Well, we were in our car, we were in third position, but both hybrid cars were leading. So far it was perfect. We tried a lot of different setups. That also, I think, an evolution compared to the past, because the car now is, let's say, very easy to drive and easier to find the setup. We are able, you know, to do small things that on the past we were normally on the first day always try to find the initial setup. Now the car is easier, and for the engineer it's also better, and for the driver it's even better, you know, because you can already push yourself on the first day, and that's a very good step.
You came out of Spa as winning the race. What's your take on your competition, both from Toyota but also from your own team with the e-trons? How do you think you guys will fare on this track with the Ultra?
You know, we normally for sure with the e-tron they are a little bit quicker, like they were in Spa in qualify, but you know, with such a big race, 24 hours, you cannot predict anything. But for sure, first of all, the target is an Audi will win the race, and yeah, the Toyota are already very quick. I'm not so surprised, but because, you know, we knew that if they plan to do Le Mans, it's not only, you know, to cruise around, and they are already very fast, but I hope they will be even faster today, like that for the show and so on. It will be even better, you know, since Peugeot stopped. We need competition, and that's very important.
Did you get a chance to mix it up at all last night with Toyota, and what are your impressions?
Well, the Toyota drivers are very intelligent. I think they get a good, you know, good talk before the practice, and they knew that if they see or on the rear on Audi, they have to little bit to slow down. Like that, we cannot judge the performance. So far, it's what happened. It's difficult to judge, but we can see they have a very strong engine, and they are very quick. But yeah, we have to see the first, I think, hour of the race when we are all together to see what's going on.
Do you think running the Ultra this year, reliability may be an advantage of you versus both Toyota and your?
Yeah, for sure it's a small advantage. No, but at the end, you know, we have to see with such a big race, you know, if it can rain, you can have a puncture, you can have a small issue. We just take 1-2 minutes to repair, but now it's so close between us, we cannot stop, you know. So we will see. I mean, it's a nice race, it's very open, we have a good chance, so let's see.
I wish you good luck. Thank you.
With last year's race, you know, traffic playing a large part in the cars and the incidents that were on track. Are there any things that you guys are doing differently or thinking differently in terms of dealing with traffic and the number of cars that are out there?
Well,
Can you answer this first?
okay. Well, I think for sure it will be a little bit different this year. The traffic is the same with a slow car and so on, but we have the advantage this year so far, you know, to lead the group instead of try to fight or chase a Peugeot that you have to drive 100%. When you lead the group, you can possible a little bit waiting more if you catch somebody and so on. So all the problems with the slow car are the same, but let's say we are possible not so at the same level of pressure. So that can be an advantage.